students, let us continue with the internal architecture of 8086 microprocessor. In the previous video, I explained about the bus interface unit. Already I said the internal architecture is divided into two parts. So one is the bus interface unit and the next is the execution unit. So in the previous video, I explained about the bus interface unit. Now let us see what is the functions that are having this execution unit. What functions it can perform. So the execution unit, first it does it to tell bus interface unit where to fetch the instruction or data from. So where we have to get the data and to where we have to send the data, everything is told by the execution unit. To whom? To bus interface unit. So the execution unit is used to tell to the bus interface unit to where to fetch the instruction or data from. Okay. So next, to decode the instruction. So whatever the bus interface unit is fetch the instruction, that instruction is sent to the execution unit with the help of the instruction queue. After that, this execution unit will decode the instruction. To decode the instruction. Next, to execute the instruction. So whatever the instruction that is decoded, that instruction is executed by the execution unit. It execute the instruction. So after that, the execution unit contains the control circuit. It contains the control circuitry to perform various internal operations. So these are the functions. So now let us see the functional parts. What are the functional parts that are present in execution unit which does these functions? So the bus interface unit is, I already said, it's having three functional parts. So the three functional parts are the instruction pointer, which holds the next instruction to be executed, and segment registers. Next, instruction queue. So these are the three functional parts that are present in the bus interface unit. Now let us see the functional parts that are in the execution unit. The functional parts are, first is general purpose registers. It's having general purpose registers. You call it as GPRS, general purpose registers. And it's having the pointer and index registers. Whereas in bus interface unit, you are having the segment registers. But in execution unit, pointer and index registers. Arithmetic logic unit, which is the main device to perform all arithmetic and logical operations. Flag registers indicates the result of the data that will be indicated by the help of flag registers. Timing and control unit, which is used to monitor and control the operation of bus interface unit and the execution unit with the help of timing and control unit. So these are the five functional parts that are present in the execution unit. Now let us discuss one by one. So the first functional part is a general purpose register. So what is the role of the general purpose register that is present in 8086 microprocessor? General purpose registers. So actually 8086 microprocessor consists of 4 general purpose registers, that is of size 16-bit. So this 8086 microprocessor consisting of 4 general purpose registers, that is 16-bit. Each register is having 16-bit. So those are AX, BX, CX, DX. So these are the 4 16-bit registers that are present in, you call it as a general purpose register. We are used for general calculations, temporary registers. Each of size 16-bit. Okay. So these can be divided into two 8-bits. You can use these 16-bit registers as two 8-bit registers, like AH, AL, A higher order and lower order, BH, BL, CH, CL, DH, DL. So each is 8 bit and combinedly you can call it as AX, BX, CX, DX. So these are 8 bit registers and these are 16 bit registers. So that is the only difference. So 8086, these four you call it as a general purpose registers. Now coming to the next functional part, that is the pointer and index register. So what is the function of the pointer and an index register in the execution unit? 8086 has two pointers and two index register. So it's having two pointer registers and two index registers.